He has given his team a chance to win this thing with it tied going into the third period. This reminds me of a game that was played in Montreal in 1976. It was New Year's Eve. It ended up being a 3-3 tie, no overtime. Tretiak of the Red Army team for the Soviet Union put on a goaltending spectacle here. Some say second to none. And he kept his team alive. They were badly outshot. It ended up being a 3-3 tie. Many people say maybe the greatest game ever played in Montreal in the old Forum. Well, right here we're seeing Mike Richter put on a show that is very similar, and he has given his team, Team USA, a chance to still be in it.
It's 20 years ago, 1976 on New Year's Eve. Great recollection. Curtis Joseph at one end, Mike Richter at the other. Both teams a man short for 2:05, and then there will be a 1-minute Team Canada power play, and they can score twice or 3 times in that minute and still maintain the power play because it's on the major and ejection to Keith Tkachuk. But for the next 2 minutes, it's a goalie and 4 apiece, barring further penalties. Pass on now to Scott Young in a 2-on-2. Young with a shot, and that sailed off the glass. Moving in is Chelios. Taken to the boards by Sakic. Lindros tries to play. It's chopped back in by Suter. Lyle Odeline turning, handing on to Sakic. Trying to finesse by Suter, and does. On now to Eric Lindros. Pass too far. And this is tapped back ahead for the carry out by LaFontaine. Then on over to Chelios. Too far for LaFontaine. A shift change by Team USA. Lindros rolled it along. Schneider took over for Team USA's defense. The 1-minute power play to Canada will begin a minute 15 from now. Early stages, third period. If you've just joined us, Hall in the first period on the power play. Lindros with 6 seconds to go in the second period on the power play. That's been all of the scoring. But some tremendous goaltending by Mike Richter. Shots remain 32-14. None have been taken in this period. Fleury on now to Paul Coffey. Hands on to Mark Messier. Messier just controlling, looking over his options, decides on Desjardins. Pivoting away from Waite. Desjardins flopped one that's picked up by Kevin Hatcher. Steers it ahead for Brett Hull, working on Coffey. Hull with a wrist shot knocked down by Paul Coffey, who was injured and out for a while in the first period. In a half minute, the 1-minute power play will begin. Coffey cranks a shot right into the pads of Mike Richter. Ryan Leach for Team USA walks it right back ahead. Leach nearly stepped by Niedermeyer. Rolled back ahead. Amonte couldn't get a big hit on Lindros by Darian Hatcher. It is Amonte. In 8 seconds, the power play begins for Canada, but this is Leach. Leach tried to deal for Amonte. Now we'll hustle back on defense. A 3-on-2 developing power play has begun. It's Lindros with it. Fed one across, and it's cut off by Leach and steered back out. Dropped off by Smolinski. Amonte tries to play it ahead, and here's a chance for Leach moving in. He's got Amonte breaking. Save made by Joseph, and he covers.
That was a short-handed shot by Tony Amonte, and Joseph with probably his best save of the game. Team Canada on the power play. Adam Foote, or one of the players, had trouble with the puck at the Canadian blue line. Team USA took advantage of it with Ryan Leach, who's been brilliant here early in the third. Now Lindros is on the puck here, but watch Ryan Leach read the play. There's the play defensively. That sets up offense. Now a bit of a break right here as the puck went right over top of the stick of Adam Foote, and Leach jumped on the play. Curtis Joseph right there. Good quick shot by Tony Amonte. Real quick shot. But Curtis Joseph stayed deep, got from one side to the other in time, and made the save.
Jack and Janice Leach from Cheshire, Connecticut are here watching their son play tonight. Otto in on the draw with Messier. A number of parents from Team Canada and Team USA are here. What proud moments it must be for them. Off this face-off, it kicked on back to Sakic. A little trouble, but 40 seconds to go on his team's major penalty power play. Taken away by Otto, on back for Suter to drill it back in. Stopped behind by Joseph and set for Coffey. Over 2.5 played in the third period of a 1-all tie. Sakic sent it around the roulette wheel of the glass. Shanahan trying to play there. Fought off by Otto, but taken by Messier. Behind now for Fleury. Theo Fleury dumped it back off. It's chopped, but into Sakic, who keeps it. Sakic dealing it along once more to Fleury. On to the back to Paul Coffey. Coffey finessed it over to Fleury. At the slot, a shot. Oh, and it ricocheted off the outside of the goal. Richter may have gotten a piece of it. Now it's back for Sakic. Then on for Fleury. Penalty time is up. Shot went wide. Otto steps to that one. Joel Otto back for Team USA. Canada in the midst of a change. Bill Guerin trying to get by. Coffey saying no to him. To the corner, the puck loose. Deadmar's there. Hammered by Shanahan. Up with it is Deadmar, still battling. Got it on back for a quick shot that was wide by Matthew Schneider. Now taken by Modano. And we get a stoppage of play.
I think Guerin and Coffey will be going to the penalty box for a 2-minute rest. They really were going at one another.
I'm Jim McKay with another update from the 2020 Global Games. Little Jacqueline Keller captured the gold today on the highly uneven bars, while Austria's gentle giant Milos dominated the 1-ton powerlift. The highlight of the day so far was the record-breaking 300-meter dolphin relay.
The world of sports has evolved since all sport. Now with B vitamins, athletes need to unlock carbohydrate energy. It's more than a thirst quencher, it's a body quencher.
Coming up later, the graduated hurdles.
Focus group members. A lot of expenses get thrown your way in a lifetime. What you need is a good, solid financial connection. Marine Midland Bank.
Meineke keeps cars of all ages running like new. Mufflers, brakes, shocks, and struts. High-quality parts and service at a reasonable price. Too bad they can't do anything about this 1949 classic.
At Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Let's take a look at the Team USA. One shot this period, and Curtis Joseph moved across. Amonte wanted to shoot the puck quick, which he did. Went right into Curtis Joseph. He, too, controlled the rebound nicely. Shots 1-1 here in the third period. Teams at even strength, even though Guerin and Coffey have now gone to the penalty box.
We understand referee-in-chief Brian Lewis visited the officials' room between periods, but he said only to inquire about the second period penalty assessments, not to give them any special instructions for the third. We also heard Pat LaFontaine sharpened his own skates between periods after he had done a television interview. It's an eventful 18 minutes for him. But this is Otto against Sakic.
Look at their heads. It's helmet to helmet.
Scott Stevens stepping behind. On to Desjardins. And back in. Lindros cruising for it, had trouble controlling, bumped into by the hip of Leach. Then back off to the point, Desjardins has it there. Gets it back again from Sakic. Trouble at the blue line, loose puck is spiked back along the boards by Darian Hatcher. It is Deadmarsh stepping ahead with Otto in a 2-on-2. Deadmarsh to the slot, now hands back over for Darian Hatcher. Sakic blocked it and took it. Joe Sakic accelerating for Team Canada. Darian Hatcher there. Sakic pulling. Drops a pass back over to Odeline. Odeline sent one to Lindros, and the shot hit the outside of the goal. Fed back over near Joel Otto. Otto steered it back ahead. Scott Stevens banged into Deadmarsh. Pivoting with it as Odeline lays it ahead for Eric Lindros, and his shot was deflected wide by Hull. Along the boards they crash. Waite took his man, and back ahead Team USA, and it's Hull racing in. Hull pivoting, fed it over to Darian Hatcher, tried to get it across, and it's thrown wide by Gary Suter, who'd moved all the way out. Things opening up a little bit. Wayne Gretzky bringing it on for Canada. Plopped one in front, steered away by Richter. Suter flung it behind, and it's along now for Waite. 15:05 to go, third period. Niedermeyer with the keep. Scott Niedermeyer back across to Odeline. Then he missed on the pass for Linden. Shunted back to the point by Gretzky. Niedermeyer there across to Odeline again. Shoots one in front, and it ricocheted right back out. Laid back out by Team USA. Brett Hull bringing it on. The only goal scorer for his team tonight in this 1-all tie. Sees it broken down by Niedermeyer and steered back to Brindamore. With Linden breaking. It's Brindamore with a drive, and the riser got the glass. Now here's Amonte drilling it all the way back down, and there will be icing down to the area outside Team Canada's locker room, and Jim Fox.
Thanks, guys. You can certainly feel the passion in the voice of Brendan Shanahan in the last intermission. The reason, this is part of it. We saw it in Vancouver, but the faxes, the notes, the letters, not only friends, not only businessmen, but you can see school children, classes all around Canada, they're sending their best wishes to Team Canada.
And the crowd is too. Crowd tonight, 21,500 or thereabouts. 3 seconds from now, both teams will get a man back.
And here in the third period, Team Canada is putting pressure on, but they can't get shots. They haven't registered too much on Richter. They've been wide with their shots, Fleury and Brind'Amour in particular. Another important face-off, and generally the team that seems to control face-offs generates, especially Canada. If they get their face-off game going, they control the puck and make a lot of things happen.
Fleury on the draw with Smolinski, and it is lobbed back out. Have you noticed any more involvement by the U.S. forwards here in the third?
A little bit. They seem to have better skating legs, Mike. They do have the one shot, but that was short-handed. They need to generate it at even strength now. Canada's come out of their zone nicely. That's a great pass by Stevens.
Here's Brind'Amour setting up Yzerman. Yzerman cruising right in, and his shot is kicked out by Richter. Dump back away from Smolinski, neutralized. It is pitchforked back in again by Eric Desjardins.
See, that's the thing. Canada's coming out of their own zone so easily, and it's pressure, pressure, pressure on Team USA. And their defense, you just wonder how much they have left. Team USA's defense. They've been pressured just a ton.
Rod Brind'Amour goes to work on that defense. John LeClair goes back in deep to play it. Rattled it around the boards, and it's taken by Lindros fresh from the bench. 13:40 to go in the third period of this 1-1 tie. Both teams have scored on the power play. Darian Hatcher nudged it on. It's Amonte trying to bring it further. Sakic working on him. Pitched around but away from Joseph. Centered in front. Paul Coffey corralled that one and started it back ahead. Shanahan looks ahead for Sakic. Handcuffed him with a pass. In deep it goes around for Richter. Richter back to his goal crease. Shanahan tried to center. Could not. Lindros then turning with Modano in his wake. Wrapped around for Sakic once more. Darian Hatcher and Sakic test the boards. It's back around for Deadmarsh. He's got Amonte breaking, hoping for him, but instead it's Coffey. Clock ticks down to 13 minutes to go in the third. Puck controlled now by Deadmarsh. Deadmarsh walking it ahead. He's got Guerin breaking the pass off the skate of Foot. Long now for Deadmarsh again. Deadmarsh trying to get his way to the front, but it was spiked away. Good defensive play made by Adam Foot back to the point. And a shot by Chelios, smothered by Shanahan, and he put it through his legs back down the ice.
So Team USA with pressure, but great defensive plays. A block by Shanahan, and twice Adam Foot stopped the puck from getting to the front of Curtis Joseph.
Mostly sunny skies.
Hey!
Need a lift? Then check out the Pontiac Sunfire, a hot new ride starting around $12,200. Considering it comes standard with dual airbags and four-wheel anti-lock brakes, it's sure to turn some heads. And with its high-performing 2.2-liter engine, it will turn your daily commute into a total driving experience. And at $1,600 less than Honda Civic, Sunfire might just be your ticket. The Pontiac Sunfire. Don't you need a lift?
Hey, Stan, what time you got? Well, I got overtime on my hand. Right now, we're going to talk about a cool classic coming up, one of the great overtime games in history. 1993, seventh game, Penguins against the Islanders. Remember, the Penguins, two-time Stanley Cup champion. 7:30 on Sunday. Tune in.
Join Stan Fischler and Ed Westfall at Jones Beach. It's another great, cool classic. Sunday at 7:30, right here on Sports Channel.
We mentioned early in the game about Canada and their baton handoff from Robert Esme, who ran in the 4x100 in the Olympics for Canada. Team USA had a pump-up tape, a tape they put together of all the good things that have happened in the tournament. Showed that to the players prior to the game. Mike Eruzione, who scored the big goal in the Miracle on Ice game and beating the Soviet Union, the game winner. He sent a telegram to Team USA, and I think you know the passion that's involved with both these clubs in trying to win this World Cup of hockey.
It used to be a rivalry between Canada and the Soviet Union or Russia, but now the rivalry, these two teams.
And deservedly so. Again, Mike Eruzioni's telegram read in part, I know what it feels like to be where you are. It's a special moment, so capture it. A lot of passion in this sport and a lot of passion here in Montreal.
Winthrop, Massachusetts captain of the 1980 Olympic team, Mike Eruzione. To the slot, a shot by Hall is answered by Joseph, and Hall was sent down to the ice after he let it go. And it's popped into the seats and play is stopped.
We mentioned offense from faceoffs. You win the faceoff, something good can happen. And boy, did Team USA win the draw, and did Brett Hull ever pay after he got the shot. Watch how quick it happens. Otto, Chelios, Hull shot, and a banger. Great save by Joseph. He's made 2 real strong saves here in the third period. Look at Brett Hull back up, take the shot, and then Lemieux kicked his feet right out. Hull went down hard, but he did get the shot. The puck was rolling at the time of the shot, and Curtis Joseph, that's a big save off of Brett Hull and a big save off of Amonte this period.
Hull poised. Otto and Messier for the faceoff. Just like years ago, Calgary against Edmonton.
See how Brett Hull backed up, Mike? He saw Chelios with the puck. He backed up to find open space. He didn't drive to the net looking for a rebound. He got open. And you put the puck on his stick when he's open for a moment, watch out.
It is Chelios, but that ricocheted off Graves and back to neutral ice. Brett Hull has had 3 70-plus goal seasons in the NHL. 70-plus. Off of Lemieux, it is tapped on back. Squirted through, Otto couldn't reach. Niedermeyer can control. Above center ice, the big clock shows 12:05 to go in the third period. Richter out, flicked it away to the glass. Smolinski tries to play. Bounces one to Amonte. Drop back for Smolinski. Ryan Smolinski rushing it ahead. Shoots one, and it went wide. Trapped by Joseph, and play is stopped.
This line has been very quiet for Team USA. Smolinski, Leclerc, and Amonte. Amonte did a good job shorthanded, but at even strength, this line's been the best line for Team USA through the first 2 games. In this game, they've been quiet. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with Desjardins and Stevens, the defense pair for Canada, on the ice when Leclerc is out there. Leclerc is so big, so strong, so good in the offensive zone around the net that Canada has paid special attention to them. And again, as Leclerc stays out there, so is Stevens and so is Desjardins, the defense pair, to go against him.
Smolinski on this draw with Linden. Monty working along with John Leclerc as the wingers. It'll be Schneider and Kevin Hatcher the point man. And it's won by Team USA. Amonte back to Schneider. Matthew Schneider sailed it to the glass. Leclerc dug it out. Got it on over to Smolinski. A shot. Ricocheted off 2 defensemen. Leclerc a backhander. Saved and covered by Joseph.
Mike, I've said this many times. When you're a goaltender and you see a person do a 360 to get a shot, especially on the backhand, you go down and wait for the low shot. It's hard to elevate the puck. Leclerc spun right around with the puck to get the shot, and Curtis Joseph was down waiting for it. That's a goaltender reading a play, thinking where the puck is going to go. Here's Leclerc. Watch him spin around and get the shot. See Curtis Joseph down there waiting? That's a smart read by the goalie. And this is the best for, I don't know, since a portion of the first period, the best that the U.S. forwards have looked. They're taking some responsibility here. They're forechecking, and they're working Canada deep. And finally, Curtis Joseph having to be good.
3 shots to 2, Team USA in this period, and 8 minutes and 22 seconds have been played.
Gary Gregson talking to the Team Canada coaching staff, and this probably has to do with line changes. Team USA is the home team here. They got the home team advantage in this final game because of the higher seed, so they get the last change.
Lindros and Smolinski on the faceoff. Ray Scapanello to drop it. Lindros the clean win to Eric Desjardins. Wraps it around for Brendan Shanahan. Good bump off by Leclerc. Darian Hatcher saw that one go off Lindros. Lindros got it on for Shanahan. Play broken down and put off Scott Stevens. Amonte hustling ahead. Tony Amonte pivoting. He's got a man breaking. Darian Hatcher tried to throw it in front. Shanahan all over it. Shanahan flipped it. Darian Hatcher up with it. Wristed one. That's fought off in front by Desjardins. Trying to pull away from Smolinski. He's lost his stick. Smolinski nudged it on. They try to play in deeper but can't. Now it's back across. Amonte, a shot. It's grabbed, dropped, and covered. And then put back into play by Joseph. Team USA making a change in lines. It's drilled all the way back down by Lindros, and there'll be an icing touch-up by Leach with 10:49 left in the third.
So Canada with 2 shots here in the third period. Team USA with 3. And the last one by Tony Amonte. So he's had 2 here in the third period of their 3, the other by Brett Hull. Tony Amonte can play the off wing pretty well. He took a good shot there. I remember there he is moving in to get the shot. He likes to shoot high. There you can see he hit the net certainly, or would have hit the net. Joseph the save. Tony Amonte, remember Scotty Bowman, great coach. Now Detroit telling me that this kid Tony Amonte belongs to the Rangers. He reminds me of Yvonne Cornwallier. Can he scoot? Can he play? Tony now plays in Chicago with the Blackhawks, and he's carved out a pretty good NHL career.
The Roadrunner, what a comparison. It is Suter pursued by Fleury. Gary Suter wrapped it around, waiting for it as Yzerman, but then right on him was LaFontaine. LaFontaine battling to his side. Yzerman got a little tap to Brind'Amour. Out in front, it's cut off by Chelios and dumped back out off Bill Guerin's stick. It would have been an onside play. Joseph covers.
And that would have been a 3-on-2 if Team USA could have controlled the breakout. So a lot less pressure by Team Canada here through the first half of this period. 10:16 to go in the third. And a lot more effort by Team USA's forwards. We see a big, big difference. Team USA's defense, it's like a walk in the park now compared to the first two periods regarding pressure that they had on him. Remember, though, Keith Tkachuk was tossed from the game with the slashing major, and that has hurt their line combinations, and it took a power forward away from their hockey club.
Otto has Young and Hull with him. Kevin Hatcher working in back with Schneider. Face-off is thrown around by Niedermeyer. Striding to it is Lyle Odeline. Odeline popped it ahead for Lemieux. Got it ahead to Messier. Messier crossing, looking, dealt one in front, and down to the ice. At the front of the net went a Team Canada player. It was Graves. The battle continues on the boards. Niedermeyer trying to play it. Now it's nudged ahead for Hull moving in. Hull crossing, looking for a pass. Fed one too far for Scott Young, but he retreats. Young carried off by Odeline. The battle continues on the wall. Mark Messier stepping by. Good shoulder into him by Smolinski. Odeline tries the other way, and waiting for it is Claude Lemieux. He's turned it back out. The clock shows 9.5 to go in the third period of this 1-1 tie. It skips over to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer behind, 34 shots for his team, 18 for Team USA. 2 shots for Canada in this period. And for USA 4. Monty lifts it right back in again.
Now see what happens when you can't break out of your zone as quickly? That means Canada can't get their flow going, can't get over center ice, can't get the puck deep, and can't punish Team USA in the USA zone. What you're seeing here now is Team USA a lot smarter with Canada's breakout. Brian Leetch just stood up a minute ago and threw a body check right here into Vincent Damphousse. Earlier in the game, USA was backing up, and Damphousse would waltz out of the zone and set up offense. So it's a whole different style of play that we're seeing here now at the midpoint of the third period.
Boy, did they ever adjust during those 18 minutes. Smolinski on the draw with Trevor Linden, and he won it to Stevens. Then Gretzky. Darian Hatcher shanked it off Linden, but he was taken out by Leclerc. Much better coverage by the forwards for Team USA defensively. Here is Stevens, then on for Gretzky. Tried to kick the control, but failed. Darian Hatcher flipped it along to Leclerc, stood up by Linden, and so it's Leetch again, with 8:45 to go in the third period. Hall in the first period on a power play. Lindros late in the second on a power play. 1-1 tie. Moving in is Leclerc. Leclerc with a feed across. A tip by Leclerc. Oh, and Joseph remarkably got it. What a wonderful combination by Team USA, but Joseph kept the net empty. And the scoreboard frozen at 1.
Nobody Beats the Wiz has a few facts you should be aware of. Fact. We will beat any price plus 10% of the difference in the price. Fact. We will deliver any product to you within 48 hours. Fact. We will install any product we sell you. Fact. You can return any item for any reason for your money back. The fact is, nobody beats the Wiz. Turn it on.
This have been offside. Look at the top of your screen. That's Smolinski. Oh, baby, that was close. But watch Scott Stevens pick up Leclerc and harass Leclerc on the tap in. And Joseph actually had the puck come into Joseph. There was a big side of the net open. The USA has played much better here in the third period, and it's giving their team a chance to put some rush and some play on Curtis Joseph.
Is Shanahan bringing it back out for Canada. Shanahan tried for Sakic, but that failed. Chelios behind. Closing off Sakic and playing it back up the boards. Bill Guerin's outlet pass too far. Shanahan drove it back in. Chelios and Suter turn in tandem the defense for Team USA. And it's Chelios handling. Suter, Guerin. And the tap ahead could not reach Dedmark. Good play defensively by Desjardins. Jump back along for the turning Bill Guerin. Guerin's pass ricocheted ahead. Corralled by Suter, but then lost. Help had to come from Modano. Here we go, Canada. The crowd chants. 7:45 to go in the third of this tie game. Fleury bringing it on. Fleury tries to work it through, but Suter says no.
Now last shift, Sakic looked exhausted for Team Canada. And here's Canada with that spark plug line. And they need a spark because they're getting outplayed here in the third period by Team USA.
Spark plug line is Fleury, Brind'Amour, and Yzerman. Pivoting with this now is Coffey. Lays a pass ahead. Rod Brind'Amour bringing it on. Drops it off to Fleury. Theo Fleury watched by Hull. Flipped one that rolled up the outside of the net. Hull shanked it off the boards, but it's Foote with a shot. He scores! Adam Foote has sailed one into the net. It's 2-1 in favor of Canada.
For Adam Foote, his first point of the series. He did not have a goal, did not have an assist. Mike Richter didn't see the shot. Went right over his shoulder. It was an innocent play. But whoa, baby, did the puck find the net. And there's celebration. A defensive defenseman added late to the tournament. Started the tournament with a cracked bone in his foot. And here, with the spark plug line on the ice, watch Foote just take the puck. And he just threw it towards the goal. You see the screen? And Richter never reacted as it went over top of his shoulder. He did not see it. That spark plug line created the interference and the reaction as Canada leads for the first time.
Adam Foote's teammate, Uwe Krupp, won a championship for Colorado with something similar in the fourth game of the finals. Well, he's pretty happy. Vern Foote, his father, is here watching, a 27-year member of the Metropolitan Toronto Police Force. Told us yesterday how proud he was just to be here, to be able to watch his son play in such an important game for the country. Niedermeyer on to Dom Booth. Lobbing it back in. Trevor Linden going to get that. Linden put it behind. Gretzky centered in front, and Dom Booth could nearly connect. But now it's Joel Otto bringing it back. Team USA needing one to get even. Otto tried to center, that failed. Otto working along further and it's put off of Kevin Hatcher, but taken by Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky lobbed the bouncer in. Richter able to control that. The two teams are changing lines. Kevin Hatcher's pass is directed back out for Smolinski to take. Smolinski tried to jam it through for Leclerc, got it again, and flipped a backhander that sailed wide. Now Leclerc again saw his pass broken up and cleared back down by Messier. Leach pursued by Claude Lemieux. Icing touch-up. And the face-off will come back near Curtis Joseph.
Take one more look at the go-ahead goal by Adam Foote of Team Canada. Again, his first point offensively in the series. He's been strong defensively. He's played a mean game as a solid, tough Team Canada defenseman.
There weren't any assists on this goal at 12:50 that broke the 1-all tie.
Here's Richter. Look at the traffic in front. He does not see the shot. He hasn't moved. There it goes. It went right by his left ear over top of his shoulder. You know, Mike, sometimes you can honestly hear the puck go by when it grazes the side of your head. Yeah. You can't see it at times, but you can just feel it. You can see it, or you can just sense that it's going by. You can hear it. And Richter did not expect a high shot. It was a wrist shot. He didn't see it, obviously. And it's 2-1 Canada with 6:17 to go in the third period.
It'll be Smolinski with Amonte and Leclerc. And the defense, Darian Hatcher and Leach. Stevens working on defense with Desjardins. Mark Messier's line will be out for Canada with Graves and Lemieux. Won by Canada. Taken by Desjardins. Messier and out. Stoppage of play.
And here you're seeing Lemieux on the ice, and he's not opposite Brett Hull. They put him on the ice for the Smolinski-Leclerc-Amonte line, but you still have that matchup of Scott Stevens and Desjardins on the ice for them. Now Team USA makes a forward change, and they go with Guerin along with Deadmarsh. Deadmarsh getting more ice time because of Keith Tkachuk getting tossed out. Deadmarsh has a lot of speed. And this continues to go. I wonder if Scott Stevens and Desjardins will jump off as soon as possible to be ready the next time Leclerc and his line mates come on the ice.
Bill Guerin hooked it away. Desjardins put it back out. But they're going to stay for now anyway, John. Bouncer in on Joseph, and he'll just grab and hang on.
Face-offs now become a very important part of this game. 5:59 to go. Another face-off in Team Canada's zone. They've relied a lot on Messier and draws. We have the draws, the face-off to this point at 25-25, dead even. But now the real ones begin. They leave Sakic on the ice, does Team Canada, to go opposite Modano.
5:59 to go in the third.
Huh. Isn't that something? Adam Foote named the Team Canada because Ray Bourque declined to play, and he's got the go-ahead goal.
35 shots to 19 in the game for Canada. It is Suter shooting one, and it ricocheted off the outside of the goal after striking Shanahan. Suter pinching in his hit. Shanahan cleared it back down. It will be icing as Chelios is back for the touch. 5:46 to go in the third.
And will Canada make a change? Sakic was defeated on the draw. Team USA threw the puck at the goal, looking for some offense. You wonder if Glenn Sather will stay with Sakic or will he go with Messier? Here comes Messier now off the bench. Now you have to play percentages here. Of course, Team USA made a change up front too, Mike. They have Hull on the ice. So here we go. Desjardins, Stevens, Lemieux, Messier, Graves, primarily because Brett Hull's out there. And another interesting change. Doug Weight not on the ice with Hull and Young. It's LaFontaine that Team USA is going with, so they're mixing their lines up.
One false start and a couple. It's won by Team USA. Leach jammed it, but into traffic. It kicked back away from him, and Lemieux is able to turn and get it as far as Team USA's end. Richter hooked it around for Leach. Leach spun it on the wall. Hall waiting there, couldn't take. Messier could, flopped it back in. Under 5.5 to play, third period. Pass in traffic, but it's controlled. Scott Young goes wide. Kick back over to Desjardins. Desjardins rolled it back further. Steamed back across for Young, directed a pass ahead over two lines for LaFontaine. And again, the clock stopped with 5:15 left.
You wonder, Team USA putting LaFontaine at center ice in place of Doug Weight, maybe to add some speed, experience. Doug Weight, a fine playmaker. Here you see Modano looking up, 5:15 to go. He's not had a shot registered on goal for approximately 2 minutes. As we have face-off after face-off, and again, it's puck possession after face-offs that make things happen.
This time it's to Canada. Foote laid it back in. Chelios over to get it. Chelios and Gretzky on the board. Kicked it over to Smolinski. Smolinski, little trouble with that one. Jammed along further by Linden, but controlled by Team USA, though the pass misfired.
A whole new set of players on the ice for Team Canada to play against Leclerc. Whole new set, 5 different players.
Suter to Chelios, the tap back across. Amonte put it back in, and it's Joseph setting for Coffey. For Linden, but it went off the referee, bounced over to Linden. Chelios for Team USA, flopped it wide. Yzerman taking it. Yzerman and Brind'Amour and Fleury are out there. And again, Team Canada will be guilty of icing. And the stoppage shows 4:26 to go. Period 3. Foote unassisted at 12:50, the margin for Canada.
You will be called private, specialist, or sergeant. Beneath the ribbons on your chest will be the souls of those who came before. You will be an individual, but triumph as a team. You will know strength, courage, and compassion. You will win what must be won, achieve must be done.
Be all that you can be.
You will be a soldier.
What would you say to a car that has more room and more power than a Saturn Coupe? And a Corolla? And a Tercel? And a Prism? And a Sentra? And a Civic? And what would you say if that roomier, zoomier, cab-forward, dual-airbagged car also cost less than any of them? How about hi? Say hello to Dodge Neon Coupe, around 9.4 for starters.
On the right side, Cammy Granato, one of the great hockey players in the United States. Tony Granato had a great career, and he'll now continue with San Jose in the National Hockey League. A little apprehension on her face.
From Downers Grove, Illinois, she was named the U.S. Women's Hockey Player of the Year. She looks on as Suter goes back to get this with 4:20 to go in the third. Team USA needs one to get back even. Lyle Odeline drove it back in. Richter stopped it behind. Chelios hangs on to it there. Deadmarsh bringing it on. Adam Deadmarsh walking it in, trying to get by Odeline. It's punched loose into Odeline by Modano. Off the linesman's skates. Once again, it's Suter. Gary Suter's pass was off Guerin. Spun right back to Suter again. Tries for Chelios off his stick. Rushed back on, and here's an opening for Claude Lemieux. He's got Graves with him. Lemieux is in, and he fanned on the shot. Richter hanging on to it, and play stop.
Good communication there, Richter and Leach. Leach took the player Adam Graves out of the play, so it then became a one-on-one play. Lemieux and Richter. But Claude Lemieux on his shot, as you called it, Mike, did not get it clean. It seemed to jump on him, and Richter was there. It's a 2-on-1 as far as the skaters go. So Leach goes right over to the open man, takes him out, and it then becomes a one-on-one, Lemieux and Richter kept the puck out of the goal. Watch the puck. Does it jump up? No, it just went off the heel. Lemieux did not look down. He had his head up the whole time and didn't sense the puck sliding off the heel of the blade of his stick.
The expectations of a nation on Canada. Is it a positive or a negative? It's been debated all during this tournament whenever Canada has been threatened. But Canada right now has a one-goal lead. Mark Messier to draw with LaFontaine offensively for Canada. It is back to Stevens. And around the boards, Brett Hull. Initially unmolested, can lift it further, but it's back to Desjardins, but then picked up by Kevin Hatcher. Pass across for Young. Tried to punch it by Stevens. Help came from Lemieux. Lemieux fired it, waiting for it as Leach. Shoots one, deflected, score! The game is tied with 3:18 to go. Brian Leach let a shot go. The direction on it was changed, and into the net it went. Team Canada is interested in seeing whether this was off a high stick.
Mike, Brett Hull made the play along the boards by not touching the puck. He could have stopped the puck, but he let it go right to Brian Leach. Now the shot, when deflected, it's the crossbar that is the measuring stick. If it's above the crossbar, when it was deflected by Hull, it would be no goal. Below the crossbar, it's a goal. But a great play as the puck was fired around here by Hull to let it go. He then went to the front of the net and deflected the shot. Watch him over here. He let it go. Now he's skating in front. There's the shot. Oh, baby, that is close. It was knocked down with the bottom side of the blade of Brett Hull's stick. Now, for us to see a camera angle from above like that, we can't tell. Upstairs in the replay booth, the decision will be made.
Boy. And they will communicate the decision to Terry Gregson, and there will be ultimate quiet or a thundering roar once it's announced.
That was Claude Lemieux, who came all the way back in his own zone to help his teammates out. He fired the puck around. Leach had the shot go high because it was rolling. The puck was deflected down past Curtis Joseph. He was standing upright, thinking it's a high shot to try and make the save. And Brett Hull, how he does it, I don't know, but he did it again. There's Cujo. He lifts up. The puck goes down and through. He was off his feet. Down and through. We're tied at 2 if it's allowed.
They are continuing to view it. They have a number of angles with which to make a decision. Terry Gregson waits patiently on the word from up top. Whatever they say will go.
The one thing is, for them to make a decision, it has to be conclusive that it's a high stick. If it's not conclusive, it's a goal. Now that looked about armpit high on Brett Hull. Is that above the crossbar? I don't know. That's a tough call from the views that we have seen, and it's a tough decision to be made upstairs. They have to be absolutely right and know that it's a high stick to disallow it. It used to be shoulder height. Now it's crossbar height.
Well, the man is 5 feet 10 inches tall. The crossbar is 4 feet above the ice.
It's a goal, Mike. 2-2.
It's on the board. With 3:18 to go, and why are we not surprised?
Man, you know what it's like now? It's like overtime right now. It's 3:18 to go, and we're tied up at 2. It's late in the third. Folks, it's like overtime right now.
Leach gloves it, bouncing puck, chopped along further. Amonte dropped it. Leclerc connects. Back up now with Smolinski, who moves in. Got it to Darian Hatcher, and a shot. And getting a piece of it was Joseph. Now Smolinski again to Amonte. A shot and a save, Joseph. Oh my! Around behind, centering pass, thrown away to the corner by Coffey. It is Amonte getting it back to the point. Leach a shot that's blocked. Leach pitched it again to the corner. Smolinski able to pull away, tried to center, but it went off a foot. 2:40 to go. Game tied at 2. Hatcher with it. Shoots one, save, rebound, score! Amonte has broken the tie!
You know, you wonder about emotions. When it was 2-2, this building was silent. I mean silent. Team USA had their big line on the ice. They just forechecked and they shot. Curtis Joseph with 2 or 3 saves, and Amonte will get credit for the goal. Terry Gregson checking to see if it was kicked in or directed by the leg. That will be checked upstairs. They've already been on the phone with him. Terry Gregson put his right hand up in the air now, and as he has to sit and wait. Now, he was emphatic. He said goal. He said goal to all the players for Team Canada who were questioning the call. Now, did that hit a skate and the stick? It looked like it definitely hit the right skate of Tony Amonte, but he may have got it with the blade of his stick after that. Let's watch it again. Tony Amonte did the work. Now he goes to the net. Off his skate and then possibly the stick. Terry Gregson was in the left corner. He was looking right at the play, and he was emphatic that it was a goal. Now it's being questioned, and if it was directed in by the skate without the stick, it will not be allowed.
This year, the new rule, goals are allowed off a skate unless the goal is scored due to a distinct kicking motion. This World Cup is under the new 96-97 season rules. Distinct kicking motion. That's what they are trying to determine from this footage.
Oh, my. There's now silence here again. I mean, big-time silence. 2:35 to go in the third. There's the reaction from Brett Hull and teammates. Brett Hull scored the goal to make it 2-2, and his teammates kept going. Their forwards have had a much better third period. And now another very important decision upstairs. It's a goal.
Team USA is ahead 3-2 with 2:30 to go in the third. Tony Amonte gets credit for it. Oh, my.
I'm looking down at Mike Richter. He's looking down at the ice in front of him. Now he stands up. He knows Team Canada has had 36 shots. They need at least one more. Mike Richter needs to possibly make more saves. 2:35 to go. Oh, baby.
So some grim faces at Team Canada's bench. 2 goals by Team USA. Both of them reviewed, both of them found to count.
Team Canada's only had 4 shots on goal here in the third period.
Off the glove of Darian Hatcher. Richter spun it around. Trouble for Leach, but he recovered. Fired it back off. Scott Stevens pitched one that's gloved down by Darian Hatcher. Then on to Young. Scott Young banked it back in. Otto trying to pull his way through, but can't. It's Desjardins with 2:12 to go in the third period. Team USA 3. Team Canada 2. Eric Lindros firing it back around the board.
His team making a change, so Amonte has time here to move the puck.
He flies it back to the glove of Stevens. Scott Stevens, the defenseman, played it through Brindamore, thrown back in by Amonte, and Joseph got that one. Joseph sets now for Stevens. Forechecker is Leclerc. 1 minute and 45 seconds to go in the third period. Yzerman bringing it on, lobs it ahead. Fleury tried for that one. Amonte brushed it away.
Mike, these fans are stunned here. They're not showing support for Canada whatsoever. They're stunned and they're quiet.
Chelios lobs. Coffey forced it around. Good point, John. It's deathly quiet.
Oh, man, isn't that something?
Now they start to talk it up a little. Here comes Yzerman with 1:20 to go. Joseph is in his goal still. He's at the hash mark. It's turned along now for a centering pass. It's sent away by Suter. Puck kept back to the point. It's Coffey shooting one that kicked back out, and it's thrown back down by Young. Joseph was wise not to go off.
Shot blocked by Deadmarsh, who's had a very strong third period for Team USA.
Fleury moving it back in. Joseph headed to the bench. The net is empty at the other end. It's banked back off the boards and back down. It will be icing as Coffey touches.
It was Lindros who left the Team Canada bench as Curtis Joseph got there. Timeouts, both available, one per club. They can set up what they need to set up for these face-offs. 53 seconds on the nose to go here in the third period. Fans, I'm sorry,
That's
Mike.
all right, go right ahead.
I say the fans now start to respond to try and help their club with a face-off to the right side of Mike Richter.
Team USA spent a timeout earlier. Canada is, well, maybe they're using theirs now. It looks as though they are. So this is the last breather for either of the two teams and for us.
You're right, I forgot. I forgot that Ron Wilson had used his timeout in the second period.
Can't understand that nothing much has happened, John.
36-23, the total shots on goal. And Team Canada's offense not nearly as powerful as what it was through the first two periods when Mike Richter was flat out spectacular. He may still have to be, but for Team USA, it's just an amazing late third period turnaround here. And now it's up to the centerman. I'm sure Joel Otto will take the draw for Team USA. He's taking all the big ones through the tournament. Mark Messier's on the ice. And Mike, I don't know how many times it's been. It's got to be in the hundreds that these two players, Otto and Messier, have faced each other for a draw. Now, no, they go with Lindros as opposed to Otto.
The net empty. 6 attackers against a goalie and 5. Canada needs 1. 53 seconds to go. Gord Brosiker warning Lindros. And Mark Messier will replace him. Won by Messier. Back to Coffey. Paul Coffey shoveled one side of the net and shanked off Gretzky's stick. Now a backhander by Dumfries has sailed all the way back down the ice and in!
Oh, man. Wayne Gretzky had a chance to tie it up. The puck glanced right off the blade of his stick, through his legs and wide. Messier had won the draw, and then from one end of the ice to the other, the puck slowly had steam to go across the goal line. And with 41.2 to go, Team USA has a 4-2 lead. What an emotional change there has been here in this third period. Amazing.
It was so decisively against Team USA at the end of 2. 32 shots to 14.
Look at Gretzky on the right side in the open net. And the pass that moved across either jumped over his blade or was too hard. I believe it was from Coffey after Messier won the draw. And then the empty net goal. Team Canada looks now at a 2-goal deficit, and they're in trouble, obviously.
Leclerc lobbing it back in. Coffey to take it. Joseph back in the goal. They'll try to get him out again. Yzerman wanting to control. Then Brind'Amour down to the last 27. Angled back off again. Joseph heads for the goal. Yzerman drops it, and then Niedermeyer. Joseph is back in net. It's Deadmarsh. Big drive. He scores! Adam Deadmarsh has drilled one into the net. And Team USA has a 5-2 lead with 17 and a half to go, and they're going to win this World Cup.
Mike Deadmarsh with a great third period. Actually, he's played pretty well in the game. He got a lot more ice time when Keith Tkachuk was tossed from the game for the slash. But Mike Richter, to me, should be the MVP for Team USA and the MVP in the tournament. But what he did in period 3 of game 2, and then what he did through the first 2 periods of this game, flat out amazing. He gave his team a chance to win. His team took that opportunity, and in the third period, they were the better team. Even though Foote had given Team Canada the lead, Team USA was the better team in the third period of this pivotal game.
Birthplaces like Corpus Christi and Toledo and Elk River, Minnesota, and Melrose, Mass, and Madison and Detroit and St. Albans, Vermont, all brought in from rival teams in mid-August and taking off for those old destinations tomorrow. But what a magnificent 32 days together. Brind'Amour on over to Yzerman in the last 6 seconds. This is no miracle. It is a reward for building excellence, and Mike Richter should be the guy that'll sit atop all of it. The final score, Team USA 5, Canada 2. Team USA has won the World Cup.
And for Lou Lamoriello, Jack Ferrara, Ron Wilson, Paul Holmgren, Keith Elaine, congratulations. John Cunniff, they did a terrific job. This team came together early. They faced a tough situation here in Montreal, great hockey city in Canada. They faced a great team in Team Canada. Mike Richter got the job done early, and then his teammates got the job done in the third period, and they deserve this championship. Mike, I can't help but look forward immediately to the '98 Olympics in Japan. It'll be something, and this team could and should be the favorite.
The handshakes being exchanged by these two rivals from North America. And the fans responding with polite applause. They're wearing different jerseys, but some of these guys will be teammates effective tomorrow. Now let's just listen and watch the pictures. Good deal will be said and written over the next few days here north of the 49th parallel about this tournament. Good deal will probably be written and said south. But what an excited bunch of guys. John LeClair, one of the heroes of this entire tournament, but without Mike Richter, they would not be staying out there with smiles to get a presentation.
And it was their line that got the game-winning goal. The goal by Tony Amonte. They outshot Team Canada 11-5 in the third period. And their forwards came alive. The forwards weren't there in the second period, but they came alive. Mike Richter, brilliant. There's a lot of people that have followed Mike Richter closely, understand that he's a great goalie. In fact, I know that Chris Chelios, Matthew Schneider, plays in Toronto now, said that Mike Richter's the best goalie he's ever played with. Matthew Schneider played in Montreal with Patrick Watt one time. That's a heck of a compliment. The people who have followed Richter closely know that he's a terrific goalie. Now the world knows how he can play goal in a big-time situation.
This morning, Ron Wilson said, "You may say in this locker room we'll beat Canada, but how do you feel when you leave practice and go back to your hotel room? Does your opinion change?" He said, "Our guys believe in their hearts they can beat Canada. It won't change when they leave here." They came back tonight, and it didn't look like they were going to for a while, but did they ever erupt near the end with 2 goals in 43 seconds? You'll eventually take this thing 5-2.
33 days of this team being together. As Ron Wilson said, they were held hostage for 33 days. They didn't see much of their families, wives, kids. And it's a real commitment by all the teams in this tournament. Congratulations to Team USA. And congratulations to Canada. That happens to be the hockey nation that propels other nations to try and beat the best. Right now, Team USA is the best in this tournament.
There is a presentation going on of a special commemorative gift that was just handed to Brian Leetch. But awaiting is the big trophy that you saw earlier. Now for the most valuable player announcement.
The Molson O'Keefe, Monsieur André Tranchemontaille. Le joueur par excellence du tournoi a été élu à la suite d'un scrutin tenu auprès d'un panel de journalistes affectés à la couverture de la Coupe du Monde. The MVP has been selected following a vote among a panel of writers who have covered this first World Cup.
What is this?
That's the winner gets themselves a Harley, Mike.
Il
It
recevra
could be
donc
Brett Hall, it could be
cette
Mike Richter.
motocyclette. Le joueur par excellence, the MVP des États-Unis from the United States, Mike Richter.
Is there a provision in his contract about driving one?
No. Brian Leach has one. A lot of guys around the league have one of these things. Mike Richter, in the All-Star game in New York some years ago, won the MVP, had a nice automobile. Here in a big game situation, he was a star, and a lot of fans standing and applauding from both countries here, congratulating Mike. Hard-working, nice guy, represents hockey all over the world very, very well.
Downstairs, Jim Fox and Pat LaFontaine.
Cummings, certainly you've been around, like I mentioned, 84 Olympics. You got a big smile there.
Oh boy, Jim, this is a great feeling. Everybody just played. Mike Richter, the MVP, he was unbelievable. All the guys stepped up. Even when we were down late in the third period, he really saved us in that second period. Canada was outstanding. Hey, they have a great tradition, a great heritage, and now we're starting in the U.S. The U.S. did it in 1980. It was a great gold medal. We were all young watching it. It sure is nice to do something for United States hockey. It's a proud day.
What about that second intermission? You guys were on the ropes, but you came back strong.
We sure did. You know, we had a tough time. We lost the momentum. Canada came at us with dumping the puck in, getting great opportunities. We were a little razzled, but in the third period, we stuck together. We were tight all year. We were tight all tournament. We came together as a team, and I'll tell you, this is a great feeling. I'm really happy for the U.S. It's a great day for hockey.
All right, Patty, thanks very much.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
Pat LaFontaine and Jim Fox, and one of the great legendary players for the Montreal Canadiens, Jean Beliveau, to present the World Cup.
Winners, the first World Cup of hockey, l'équipe des États-Unis, Team USA. Le capitaine, the captain, Mr. Brian Leach.
The alternates have joined Brian Leach alongside Keith Tkachuk, Joel Otto. Unlike the Stanley Cup, which is about 35 pounds, people tested this out today and they said this baby's heavy. They may not want to carry it above their heads unless they're pretty strong. I think the adrenaline is kicked in all night. They'll be strong enough if they want to.
You got it there. The adrenaline has to be something. It was an amazing tournament. Great action. The test of the wills of all the players. Brian Leach will now lead the parade around the Molson Center here in Montreal. You know, Pat LaFontaine said something there, Mike. He said it was a great day for hockey. Have we heard that before?
From a guy named Bob Johnson. And tonight, up in the rafters here, that very thing was discussed before the game. There are people that believe, among other things, that there are angels and there are opportunities for revisiting. And the comment made by one person I'd shared that with said, if that's the case, I bet he's in here tonight.
There's a lot of great coaches around that has been to the Herbie Brooks comes to mind. A lot of college coaches, high school coaches, kids coaches, and they've all looked up to Canada. Now they get to look up at their own club.
Bill Guerin alongside Jim Fox.
Billy, I know you're missing this skate around right now, but tell us about your feelings. It was a long, hard battle, but you guys pulled it out at the end.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun right now. You know, Canada has a great team, and you know, we feel that the U.S. now is really rising to you know, a different level of hockey along the same lines as Canada.
A lot was put on you guys, your type of player, to go out tonight and hit. You did that in the first period.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was our game plan. You know, we had to be physical with Canada and show them that you know, that we were for real and we can play their type of hockey, and I think we proved it tonight.
All right, Billy, there's a cup to carry over there.
Thank you very much.
like other years, this year with this bunch of guys, the awe was gone. And this year, the respect arrived. The World Cup goes to the athletes from the United States of America. More in a moment.
Chase Business Revolving Credit meant that Oscar Cologne's furniture company could hire more workers when they got their biggest order ever. Business Revolving Credit, one of 72 ways we help small businesses grow. And another way, you're worth more at our bank. Chase, because the right relationship is everything.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2-day packages from FedEx. Cost? An extra $10.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2 to 3-day priority mail packages from the U.S. Postal Service. Cost? $3. And there's no extra charge.
On Saturdays, your customers cannot receive 2-day packages from UPS. Sorry.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Don't miss it! Toyota's nationwide clearance! Well, you missed it, didn't you? Don't worry. Your Toyota dealer is extending clearance savings through September. Get $1,000 cash back on Tacoma, plus up to $800 in option packages for a combined savings of up to $1,800, making this the best time to buy a new Tacoma. Save on new 4Runners and get versatility plus all the room and comfort you want. Even save on the new RAV4. So calm down. You didn't miss it. Your Toyota dealer's clearance absolutely ends soon.
The party continues for Team USA. Lou Lamoriello, the general manager of the team, congratulates Ron Wilson, the coach, who once played for Lou in college hockey at Providence College. My goodness. What a night for Team USA.
Mike, I think the party's just started.
I think so.
You know, we were trying to sit up here and think about it. I don't know of another sport that can be dictated by one team. You think about basketball, if one team dictates, they have a large lead. Football the same, baseball the same. But in hockey, it doesn't necessarily mean when you dictate that you have the lead. And Mike Richter proved that. Canada dictated. They outshot Team USA badly through 2 periods, but Mike Richter found a way to stop the puck, keep his team in it, and then Team USA just turned it over in the 3rd period. Their best line had been shut down, but they ended up getting the game-winning goal with Amonte scoring. Brett Hull proved one of the greatest scorers in the history of the game. He scored 2 goals in different fashion and got it done.
Yeah, one of them was a deflection that had to be reviewed. The review came out twice. Team USA winds up winning this. We had to pick some stars out of this for the good people at Bud Ice, and we went with the goaltender, the guy who was named the MVP of the tournament, and the guy John mentioned who had the 2 goals, Brett Hull.
And maybe a 3rd MVP here, instant replay. They went for review on 2 very tough calls, and because of the review that they have in the National Hockey League and the way they do things in hockey, they were able to make a decisive decision. Hey, replay worked.
Mike Richter, a goal that he didn't see by Adam Foote. He did not wilt. His team did not wilt. As a matter of fact, they came charging back. What a tremendous game. And there's a lot more coming up for most of you. We need to say goodbye to some of our affiliates who have other programming plans tonight. The final score turns out to be Team USA 5, Team Canada 2. Team USA has won the World Cup. Our coverage will continue for some of you from back here in Montreal. Smiling faces all around amongst Team USA. They've won the World Cup.